morning and welcome once again to P&B Sports Show, your daily dose of the most important stories in sports. After a week filled with passion, competition and unforgettable memories, the 2025 Nigerian Private University Games officially came to a close yesterday in Ogun State. From thrilling football and basketball clashes to cultural performances and dignitaries' appearances, it was a showcase of youth, unity and excellence. Our very own correspondent, Abel Sunday, was on ground from day 1 to day 7, covering it all, and he joins us now live from Lagos, where he just returned after the closing ceremony. Abel, welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Tom. How are you in Abuja this morning?
Abuja is lovely. I love the weather today. You've been covering Nigerian Private University Games all week for us, and I know that yesterday's closing ceremony was a high point. So just give us a clue of what the atmosphere was like yesterday.
Well, it was electrifying. Everyone was packed, dignity there, and we had the commissioner of sports, Sports State was in attendance. We have the vice University was in attendance. Adeleke University VC was in attendance. Even Upward, and also we have so many. Even Gregory University, the VC was in attendance. And yesterday, thank God, it was something that everybody dreamed of, and they finished. They never disappoint. Babcock did not disappoint. They started strong and they finished strong. It was electrifying, and the football match went to finish goalless. They had to slug it out on the penalty kick, and we now see Babcock, because it was between I beg your pardon, it was between Leeds City and Bells University, and Leeds City met champion again for the third time in a row at the penalty kick. Then also, of course, we were able to interview some couple of athletes which they showed their excitement about the tournament. I know most of them, since they came into school, they've never experienced something like this. And if you recall, in our report, our daily report, we'll be talking about the 8 years drown of Npuga, because it has not, for the past 8 years, nothing like Npuga has happened. And of course, you know that these children, these athletes, sorry to use that word, these athletes, they've not even written jump. They should be in secondary school or thereabouts. So they were so happy and so excited. I spoke to Julius Agawa's nephew. I spoke to Julius Agawa's nephew. I think he scored 2 goals in the semi-final season. He's a Babcock student, and also he won a gold medal in athletics. So just like the few things, I know we don't have time. I just tried to summarize all what happened yesterday. And of course, they're giving shout out to P&B, and everybody was so happy because P&B was heavily represented, and their presence was felt by everybody at Babcock University.
Okay, that's amazing. For those of you that don't know, Abel is my boss. Forget that he's our correspondent, but he's still my boss. You spoke about the dignitaries at the closing ceremony. What does this mean for the Nigerian Private University Games to have such dignitaries? Because when we spoke, you mentioned that there were dignitaries like the Commissioner of Sports in Ogun State was rightly represented, and we had some VCs and some sports directors from various universities. What does this mean for the private university games?
It means a lot. I was opportune to have an interview with the Commissioner of Sport of Ogun State, and I asked him the synergy between Babcock and the State Ministry of Sport. And he said yes, that the synergy is so strong that they have a very good understanding. Because if I will recall, that was where they used that Babcock University, the hostels, as a game village at the National Sport Festival. That was 2 months or 3 years, 2 months ago. So there are this relationship they have with the schools, and that's okay. And again, I still interviewed the VC of Babcock, which he now told me that when the 8 years time, you look at it and say, I told you the commission so embarrassing, they had to step in and make sure that they wipe the shame out of Npuga. And there's a question I always ask that till now I've not still gotten an answer. A brand like Npuga should not be struggling for sponsorship. They should have sponsor everywhere, because we have big proprietors, the owners of the private university. They are big players in the
Okay, so we had schools that stood out. We had great performances, but just tell me, which athletes or which sports would you say grabbed the attention the most in the games? Like, which sports had the crowd packed in the stadium?
Well, I think, yeah, football is the most popular sport, so people go there. But again, basketball came and took an edge because, basketball is classy somehow. I'm not saying this because I'm a basketballer. I'm saying this because it's something I saw on ground. Yes, I know maybe people say, okay, because he's a basketballer, that is why he's saying this. But I'm not saying it because but basketball will have a class and always, and the way they fix the fixtures is strategic. And when footballers must have played, you see everybody will now run down to the
basketball court.
and the place will be fully packed. But the team that really caught everybody's attention was Politics University, their first appearance, and it was a smash all through from the first game to the last game. It was a smash, and they did it, in style.
Amazing, however reliable correspondent and my boss, Mr. Abel. Well, we'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll continue our conversation with Abel Sunday and take you straight to the highlights from yesterday's vibrant closing ceremony in Ogun State. So stay with us. Welcome back to P&B Sports Show. We're still joined by our correspondent, Abel Sunday, giving us a full recap of the Nigerian Private University Games 2025. Mr. Abel, now that the Private University Games has ended for this year, what's next? Are schools bidding?
Okay. Yeah, we have 3 schools already bidding to host, but before how it is practiced before now, the bidding should start before the closing ceremony. Then they will now have a winner. They will announce it around the flag over. But again, it was a different style, but it's good. 3 schools are bidding now. According to what the sport director of Lee City said, Mrs. Aloba, she said that the bidding of the schools, and because the how they call the committee was now flexible, because the reason why schools were not bidding to host was because the committee wasn't flexible. They said you have to play that 10 different sports, and some schools don't have those facilities. So now any facility you have, if it is 3 sport or 4 sports you have, of course, if you want to host, as if the committee go to your school and they pass they go through your facilities and they look at it as up to standard, they can give you the hosting rights. But as we speak now, we have 3 schools that are bidding. That's Afe Babalala University at Ikiti. We have Gregory University at Npuga, that's Abia State. Then we have Adeleke University at Osho. So those are the 3 schools that are bidding right now for the hosting right in 2027. So we might be going either to Ikiti or Osho or Abia State. Any of these 3 states.
Okay. So holistically, just tell us, what are your thoughts from your experience as at the Nigerian Private University Games 2025?
Well, fantastic. I think Babcock was really ready for us, so they were really prepared for us. Accommodation top notch, and I think the only thing that I found faulty there was the food. The food is too expensive. That's the only thing I found faulty.
But you kept eating, because I remember every time I called you, you were eating.
I have to eat now. Look, I need to eat, so I have to eat.
That's so you have to feed the body that makes the money. Well, Abel, thank you once again for your excellent coverage throughout the week and for sharing your reflections this morning. And now for our viewers, let's take you to Ogun State, where the 2025 Nigerian Private University Games officially came to a close. Here's a special look at the ceremony, the colors, the energy, and the champions of this year's event, all captured by the P&B crew on ground.
It's live here at Babcock University Ogun State, and it's the 8th edition of Nigerian Private University Games. And you will recall that the last time this game was held was in 9 University 2017, and we are live here at Babcock, and this is the closing ceremony of the 8th edition, which was fully packed. It was 8 days of full action, from the basketball court to the football pitch, from the football pitch to the volleyball court, from the volleyball court to the lawn tennis court, down to the badminton court, and also table tennis. It was a full packed event. I will say all the schools are champions, because we saw raw talent here that need to be enhanced. But of course, I will take you through the closing ceremony, and it has been action back to back, back to back. Schools emerged champions. For the first time, we have a new school that are emerged champion overall in this edition. And you will also recall that it was the Benson Idahosa University that have been winning all 7th edition. But this year, the Benson Idahosa University did not even show up. So we have a new champion. And even in basketball, if you also recall, Leeds City has been the school that was dominating for two times. But this year, Veritas University emerged champion. About the football, Leeds City was able to maintain their dominance, because they won back-to-back 3 times now, and they are still the champion. They retain their crown. They are still the champion. But of course, I'll be doing this. I will not be doing this alone. I will have to go in. Oba will join me to take you guys through the feelings of the 8th edition of Nigerian Private University Game. Of course, and I will also talk to some students, and they will also tell me their experiences for the past 8 days. So just come with me while I take you around the stadium. Okay, good afternoon, Mrs. Olomba. Hope I pronounced it rightly.
Yeah, you're right.
Sport Director, Leeds City University. How do you feel? Your football team won 3 times now in a row.
Yes, we've been winning for like decades. I'm seriously happy. I'm happy. It's not by our doing anyway. It is God. Despite all the pressures, God gave all the glory. It is not easy. Cheers to everybody, for the supporters, for everyone. I wish you all the best. Thanks for your support. Thanks to God Almighty for making it possible to us. Next one, I still wish to win the next trophy by God's grace.
Okay, Ma, this is the 8th edition, and you know it took so long for Npuga to come back again.
Yes.
After 8 years. You know the last time was in 9 University Abuja.
Yes.
So what does it mean to you people, bringing it back to life again? And most of these students, they've been hearing about Npuga. Most of them, they were not even. I don't think they even written jam then when the last edition was held. So what does this mean to your students and you yourself?
It's not an easy task. The Npuga Council have been trying so hard to make sure we have another edition before now, but is a country situation at times. We had the issue of security, and insufficient funds. We've been expecting the corporate body to be part of this competition, but till now, we are still hopeful they will be part of us in the next edition. That is why we've not been having it. And as we start again now, as it bounce back now, I just pray that God should give us more strength. Then God will touch all the companies that we'll be talking to. Maybe at this time around, they will come to our aid. This is the first outing so far that we have large number of universities to compete in the 8th edition of Nigerian Private University Games. Hopefully, the next one will be more greater than this, and I'm sure the corporate companies will be part of this event.
So 2027, where are we heading to?
We don't know yet. It is between Adeleke University and Harvard. We don't know yet. Due to by the time we go, we do our work. Who can do it properly, like the facility, in terms of facility or fund raising, whatever, they will be able to decide who will know the next one.
Let me allow you to join your party.
Thank you so much. Cheers to the fans. Thank you. Thank you.
P&B TV Abuja.
The
P&B TV Abuja.
P&B TV Abuja, we appreciate you. You've been on ground since the beginning of this event. We love you so much. Keep trending, keep trending, keep trending. May God strengthen you and be with you in Jesus' name. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good Congratulations for successfully hosting the 8th edition of Npuga 2025. But how do you feel? How satisfied are you for you to come to the rescue of Npuga? You know, after 8 years, they've not hosted this competition.
Honestly, I'm so excited that we were able to host it and host it successfully, because I strongly believe in the importance of sports, because sports unites and brings out the best in young people, and I'm so excited that we're able to do it and do it successfully.
Prof, with the facility you have in school, and I think I am proposing that, don't you think you have to host 2027?
Well, if that will be acceptable to the members of the committee, that will be fine. But we want to leave that to the committee to decide. But we don't want to be selfish. If peradventure there are other institutions that wants to do the hosting, why not?
You did very well in basketball. The women was blazing. I think it's because you are a woman. Maybe that's why the female team was down.
Yes, thank you so much. I bring felicitation from Fountain University, Oshobo. It's an Islamic university, so I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My girls won the basketball. It's not because I'm a woman, it's because I was also a basketball player.
Wow.
At the time I played for my state, Ogun State. I represented the state at 3 national sports festivals, and one of the sports festivals, that is precisely at Port Harcourt, we won a gold medal. And I also played for Nigeria basketball.
Wow.
So that is the spirit behind my ladies winning the basketball, and I'm very happy about that.
Degree has been fantastic since they came on board, especially the football team. But what have you put in? It's like you invested so much on the football team than any other sport.
Well, the proprietor, Professor Greg Aikibe, and founder of Gregory University, is a sportsman in the first place. All right, and so not just education, he's somebody who has invested in education, entrepreneur, and sports. So the three must go hand in hand.
Okay, taking 13 to 14 hours to get to this place, how was the experience for you to travel all the way from Nturu, that's Abia State, down to Ogun State? How was the experience like?
First of all, you have to understand what is the essence of the sporting fiesta, of the MCA. You know, it is unity and diversity, bringing talents together at this stage while they're still in the university. So the distance never really mattered. You know, we're members of this family. So wherever the venue is going to be, the university will be there.
Actually, I'm representing the Commissioner for Sport, Honorable Wasiu Siaka. You can see that we are doing well in Ogun State when it comes to the sport. May, June, we hosted the National Sport Festival, and recently we hosted the athletics under 18 and under 20. Also, we hosted the female football team that play against Cameroon in Ogun State. And now you can see one of our institutions in the state is hosting the private university, and you can see that Ogun State is very lucky when it comes to the issue of sport, especially in terms of hosting, because the state is very conducive. The people there, they are very lovely. So I think that's one of the reasons why so many people want to bring a sport event to Ogun State.
So what is the synergy between the school and the sport commission?
We have a very good synergy, because this is our main games village during the National Sport Festival. We use this place as the hostel that accommodates the official and that athletes.
President of Nigerian Private University Games, 8th edition, your tenure, you took the home by the book after 8 years. This game has not been held since 2027, if you recall, in 9 University, Abuja. That was the last time Npuga was hosted. And since then till now, there was back and forth. But when you came into office, you took the horn by the book. What are those challenges that you faced to make sure this thing happened?
Okay, first and foremost, I've been the Assistant Secretary of the Council since way back 2015.
Okay.
So I've been noticing a lot of issues that the Council have been having, documenting it and realizing where our faults are. So when I came into office, I already knew what were the mistakes they were made and possible problems that make it much more difficult for us to have a game, and which is what but the fact that we always insist that there must be 10 events that must be carried out, because before now we always have 10 events. The two that are missing in this event is chess and swimming. So that has always been our principle, that we must have these games. Even we also looked into increasing it. So anytime we give it out to any university to host the games, what happens? They end up trying to host it, but by the time they start adding up the expenditure, hardly will you find any private university that have all these 10 events. They will have to build up the swimming pool, build up this, build up that. So the cost implication is what usually scares them away, and they will say, okay, we cannot do it again. So that has been the problem we've been having since 2017.
Congratulations, you made it down to Npuga 8th edition, and you will recall that after 8 years, this is the first time Npuga is still coming on. What is your experience so far for the past 8 days?
Well, it was competitive, but we thank God for everything. Yeah, it was also interesting, it was fun. Made new friends, bonded a lot, networks, and it was actually nice.
Redeemer in volleyball, how can you assess your team?
At least, well, experience, yes. And we got to look at how other schools play. So it just boosted our zeal to do better.
So are you telling us that the next edition in this competition you are going to do better?
Yes.
Who is coming out on top?
Yes. Yes.
Are you telling us clearly?
Yes. Yes.
Can you just shout out to B&B TV Abuja?
What?
B&B TV Abuja. Shout out
to B&B TV in Abuja. Nice one, guys.
Good afternoon, Ife from Abuad, right? Ekiti. And I could see the trophy. Abuad, how is the 8th edition of Nigerian Private University Games? How has it been? Can you just share some experiences you've had so far?
Well, it was really exciting. The program was organized very well, and the school did well. They did well. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to your sport, athletics. What are the challenges you face? Schools you ran with, the hurdles, and blah blah blah. Just tell us.
Oh, I had a muscle pull after my first race, the very first race. That was 100 meters heat. So I had to pull out of the 100 meters completely. Then I had the 400, 4x400, 4x100, and 200. I did those ones and they were really good, so that's where I got the bronze.
Wow. Okay, then fine. Lastly, before I let you go, your school is bidding to host the next edition, and if you get the hosting rights,
yeah.
How would that feel? How will you feel?
Power. That's serious power. Power for Abuad. Yes,
okay, fine. Can you just shout out to P&B TV Abuja? P&B TV Abuja.
P and
Politics and Business Television Abuja.
Okay, P&B TV. Yeah. Shout out to P&B TV Abuja.
Thank you so much, Ife. Yeah. Vice President, Nigerian Private University Games, Mr. Okoro Zavi. Good afternoon, and it was a successful 8th edition, like you rightly said, right in the studio. Remember in Abuja when we were having a P&B sports show, you told us that everything was going to move smoothly. But how will you rate this edition, this 8th edition that kickstarts on the 12th of August, and we are wrapping it up today?
Well, to the glory of God, everything went well as expected. You know, we learned from experience on the past. So, and like I promise you that coming into this competition is going to be more better than the last editions, because we have learned a very big lesson to it. And this is a new executive that with vibrant ideas, innovative ideas on thinking of how to make Npuga move forward. And that is what we just did. And you can see, by the grace of God, the game ended successfully without any hitches.
Okay, sir. How does this mean to you? Between coming into office, knowing fully well that for the past 8 years this game has never been held, and you took the bull by the horn, you and your team, you were able to make sure that the 8th edition was successful. How does this mean to you as an individual?
Oh, I wish you are in my heart. You will see the joy in my heart in it, because there are many people that said, let's see how they will succeed. But those who trust in God has never gotten disappointed. I'm a hardworking young man. My president too, all of us in the team, everybody, we team up together to make sure everything work out well. We shared responsibilities. Everybody was busy doing it very well. And that was one of those things that make us to achieve this success. Although there is no any success without any hitches. We have some hitches here and there, complaints here and there, but it must happen, especially those that doesn't have fair play and doesn't accept defeat. But yet, we are able to conquer that to the glory of God.
Okay, before I let you go, of course, I will not forgive myself if I don't ask you about Team Veritas. How will you assess your team? Because, of course, yesterday I saw you at the basketball court. You are almost jumping off the rim already. How will you assess your team Veritas?
Yeah, I told you before I start coming, we own the basketball goal. I have dunkers. I have very good basketball team, of which you know. Though we lost volleyball, I was also thinking that the volleyball would be able to get it. But since we are the defending champion 2 consecutive times, a lot of them are not. So honestly, the basketball team performed very well. So also the tennis, the badminton, all of them did very well. And I tell you that we'll be thinking of how to improve.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Let's go. Okay, it has been exciting 8 days, back-to-back action.
You call it 8, I call it 10.
Why did you call it 10?
I call it 10 because from tomorrow it will become 11 for me, because I came here since on the 11th of the month of August, and tomorrow is 22nd. That's when we're leaving, and it's been an 11 days of brain sapping, thoughts, and all of that.
Mr. Oba, you could see the 8th edition explosive. You know, you remember the first day we came in,
yes,
and we had a chat like this.
I remember
we
vividly.
talked about this event, and we're having we're having a chat, and we're having high expectation that what will Babcock bring to the table. And for your experiences we've seen so far for the past 10 that you rightly said, do you think they live up to expectation?
Babcock, first and foremost, I'd like to say a big congratulations to Npuga and to Babcock for being the best hosts. I like to call them the best hosts. At one point, it looks like they are terrible losers. Why did I say so? At every time they loses, there tends to be issues, fights, and all of that. But trust me, it was a game that lived up to every expectation. And for the Austin, they are actually one of the best landlords you could ever think of. Welcoming everybody with open arms and giving us their houses to stay and all of that. That is fantastic. But of course, like we rightly said, Abua 2015 will still remain the best as far as the Austin of Npuga is concerned. Reason being that for me, I didn't go to Shagamu at all. I didn't go to Ikperu campus.
Everything was inside.
I covered only the entire games here. But for Babcock, they had other venues like the Shagamu International Stadium for the athletics event. They also had, what's it called? They had Ikperu Stadium, their second campus for the second stadium. Volleyball, I didn't watch any because where it was, I was almost lost on the track. So for me, Abuat, where every of the event was in one place, was still the best for me. But for Babcock, did this live up to its expectation? Mr. Sonny, I will say no. Reason being that there were loads of issues from machineries to officiating issues to accreditation saga. It derailed many people from the game.
Well, Mr. Oba, well, if we want to look away from that, generally, do you think Npuga have a lot to do to see how they could improve in whatever they have been doing before?
Lots has to be done, and it has to start from the place of the accreditations. This thing is meant for students. It's not meant for athletes that are already established. It's meant for students.
But many will argue that most of these schools, they give scholarship to their athlete, to this national athlete to come and school.
We both know too well that you can't give a scholarship to athletes and you can't tie athletes down. You need athletes that are students. The essence of organizing this competition is for students that are going to school to come, showcase what they have, and national bodies like the NSC, the National Sports Commission, will come, see them, train them more after they are done with school. But what do we see? We see people that are studying and at the same time training to come put the best that they have, and yet you see someone that train 24/7 come whisks them away. You make them look, it looks down on them, and it kind of affects them mentally.
fantastic. Mr. Oba, I think you are right on point, but let's leave up Babcock. Let's focus on the athlete. But I think these guys, they give it all.
No,
from the basketball court to the football field, from the football field to the volleyball court, from the volleyball court down to the table tennis and also badminton court. They were wonderful.
And I don't think for me, in basketball is Abuad. Abuad surprised me, especially in their semi-final game. I was wowed, thrilled, not expecting what I saw. And the athletes for this competition, they have been top-notch, I must say. They have been the best athletes we could see. But the sad part for me, like I said, is we do not have Nigerian Badminton Federation here. No Nigerian Athletics Federation here. NFF are not
MBBF
here.
is not
MBBF
here.
are not here. How do we pick these kids and put them into the future Usain Bolt or the future whatever that we might want to call? It's a painful one.
But do you think it's the federation fault? Don't you think there's no enough PR in terms of Npuga? I'm talking about the Npuga side. Don't you think there's no enough that's enough PR for this competition? I think that's also a lacuna that they also need to look at.
Off the camera, me and you spoke about this extensively to the fact that we listed names that I wouldn't want to mention here that they could go to and get what? And get some of this, sponsors to bring up and also talk more. But it's a sad situation that we're not having PR. They don't consider media. At this competition, you need to see the way some of media people were treated at this competition. No media pushed at all, and it was a sad one.
But we were able to do our best.
Of course, we did the one we could do, and we pushed the best we could push. But we are calling on the executives of Npuga to please do more in terms of media sensitization. Not only media sensitization, do more in terms of looking for more collaborations as well. It will also see when you put more into the games. For instance, tell a gold medalist is going home with ₦1 million, silver medalist is going home with $500,000, and of course 300 for bronze medal. You will see how they will put in. You will see more universities want to compete. But come, universities pay for their athletes to come down here, and also all of things. At the end of the day, I just got gold medal, just the medal. Some athletes were telling me they have enough medals at home, way better than this. But I still feel this is something they need to also work on.
Okay, as we wrap up and as we try to wrap up the 8th edition, way forward, do you think either, because I know Adeleke is Abuad, Adeleke or Abuad, they are bidding to host. Any of them, do you think will have a better championship in the next edition with this new set of executives that we have?
Well, we've given the executive a try, and they didn't fail. One of the things that make me say they didn't fail is the fact that the event started like it was not going to end. Looks like we're going to have to end it abruptly. But despite all the heat calls, the event has come to an end, and it's a plus for them. So let's see them in 2027. I love to see another university, not Abuad. I love to see Adeleke. I have been to Ede before. I see the school. But do they have the facility? Yes, they should be able to. The owner of Adeleke University is a prominent Nigerian businessman, and that will give us a good show, just like Babcock did.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Oba.
you so very much.
It has been an exciting moment right here in Babcock University, Ogun State. And 8 days full of action, full packed. The students were giving us back to back, the way it comes. Of course, P&B TV did not also let them down, because P&B TV was right here to cover every single action. I'm Abel Sunday, and for me and the entire people here in Ogun State, I say goodbye.
We've come to the end of our sports show. So until next time, have a blessed day.